A 30-year career in the police, and nothing broke me till I met a toxic boss. I dealt with what I thought was everything that human nature could throw at me. I've been attacked by knives, dealt with car crashes, seen death and destruction and every human emotion almost every day for 30 years. Nothing broke me. Even the death of my beloved police dog, which nearly did, I still went to work. The day I met a toxic boss, everything changed. And the day waiting to go to work for an afternoon shift, busy in the bedroom, ironing a shirt, stood ironing, when my whole world came crashing down and I rang in sick. Not coming into work, I'm taking time off with stress because of a toxic boss. I want to share the story with you today, but more importantly, share with you tips to get through dealing with and how to manage a toxic boss if this is you or you're supporting somebody who's in the same position. So I've been in the cops already about 15 years. I'd already received my police long service and good conduct medal. There it is. It actually says it on the box, long service and good conduct. Some people say it should say long service and didn't get caught medal. That was from a military friend of mine, always amuses me. But I'd had a good career. I was a sergeant. I'd been a sergeant for 3 or 4 years, kind of knew what I was doing. I was quite confident. I was a hard worker, had a good sick record, had responsibility for leading teams, and we'd done loads of good stuff over the years. I thought I was kind of known as a half-decent cop. I'd had plenty of good coaches along the way that showed me the way, and I thought everything was okay. I was working in a small substation on the outskirts of Manchester. So I suppose this fed into part of the problem because nobody really saw what we were doing there. We were kind of on the outskirts, not at a headquarters, and a new boss arrived. And very quickly, the toxic element of that individual began to make its mark. So we were talking about things like nothing I ever did was good enough. Setting unreal expectations. So any work that I did put in, let's take a report, for example, do a report, it would always come back, not good enough, change this, change that. But over a period of weeks and months, it slowly started to get worse. So it was the gossiping behind my back. I'd go out of the station, go out on patrol with somebody, come back in, and my cops, my team, I was a sergeant at the time, my team would be talking about what the boss had said. You know, the lies that this individual was telling about me was creating instability on the team and a lack of trust in me, really, which continued for a few months. So we'd put operations together, policing operations that were never good enough, always criticised. And even this individual's body language, the way they would look at me, the way they would respond to me was always with criticism and putting me down. And it kind of went on for such a long period of time. Even things like gaslighting. So when I sat down for a one-to-one, I would say, you know, I feel that everything I do for you as the boss, you're criticising me, it's never good enough. And that would be met with comments like, you're imagining it. It's in your head. That's not true. And of course, it left me wobbling all over the place. I didn't know whether I was coming or going. I thought I had a half-decent reputation, and all of a sudden, I'm driving home in tears, shattered, didn't know where to go, didn't tell anybody. I felt shame, I felt embarrassed. You know, what's happened to me? Always thought it was my fault. Family life, I had 2 young children at home, so tried to switch off, didn't want to worry family. So who do you tell? You don't want to worry your family. You're the head of the family. You know, you're trying to have broad shoulders. And the shame thing as well, the embarrassment of it. It began to play a big toll on my mental health. Made me feel low a lot of the time. And as an overthinker, I'm a huge overthinker. If you follow my channel and you follow my videos, you will know, you know, I let things spin out of control very quickly. At the time I did. Learned to control it a lot better. But I was going home, I wasn't sleeping at night, so it was affecting my physical health as well as my mental health. And I appreciate I'm not alone with this. This is a common thing, and I hear it a lot still out there in big organisations, the toxic boss. So what to do? On the day in question, ironing a shirt to go in on afternoons, I just broke down in tears. I was in the bedroom. I remember ironing my shirt for that shift that afternoon. I rang in. I'm not coming in. I'm going sick with stress. My whole world came crashing down. The only time in 30 years, think about that. The only time in 30 years that I've picked up a phone and rang in sick with stress, I'm not coming in. With everything that I'd faced and dealt with as a cop over 30 years, dealt with and coped with, it was a toxic boss that finally broke me. So knowing what I know now, and if this is you right now, or you're supporting somebody who's going through something like this, and the same applies to a workplace. So whether it's a boss or a workplace, the same advice will help you cope and deal with both. The first is to recognise that this behaviour from a toxic boss says more about them than it does about you. So a simple mind shift or mindset tweak, it says more about them than it does about you. That's the first thing to remember. Second thing is don't keep it to yourself. Keeping stuff locked up here is like an acid corroding from the inside. The shame that I had, the embarrassment, I didn't want to tell anybody else. So I kept it up here and in here. The body keeps the score. Tell somebody. Tell a trusted person. Find that person and tell them what's going on. The third thing I would say is write stuff down. Get yourself a little diary. Write in there a date, a time, who was present, what happened, and how it made you feel. Benefits for your mental health and physical health around this one is it gets it out of your head and onto paper. Nearly as good as talking. Gets it out there and on paper. And particularly for bosses that gaslight you, they can leave you spinning all over the place thinking, is it me? Am I going mad? Did this really happen? If you document it, it's there in black and white. And if you ever need it in the future for evidence, you've got it. So that's that one. Take notes. Who was there? What time, date, what happened, how it made you feel. And the final one that I would say with this one is about sticking with your own values. Stick with your own character. Stick with what you know to be right. Kill them with kindness. Don't rise to their level. Stick with your professionalism. Stick with your values. Respecting people. And even the toxic boss, even though that can be really difficult to do, because at the end of the day, the situation is not going to last forever. And at some point, you'll be able to sit down and look back knowing that you did the right thing and you didn't rise to their bait. These things don't last forever. So don't let a period with a toxic boss or a toxic workplace define you as a person. And ultimately, as this experience has done today, my experience can help others. And if you've been through something like this, at some point, your story will also be used to help others. So all's not lost. I hope you find this useful. If you did, let me know of your experiences in the comments. I'd be really interested to know. And if I've missed something off the list of support options, let me know in the comments and let's share it for the good of everybody. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Take care, keep well, see you on the next one.